Friday night, a very, very wet Friday, but welcome Georgia Southern to campus in a game that we knew we had to get 3 points in. It was kind of a make or break type situation for us in terms of our postseason opportunity, and girls did a great job. The conditions weren't ideal. The playing surface was in very good shape. How it took that much water over the course of the day, I'm not quite sure. I've got to certainly express some gratitude to our grounds crew and those that keep the field, excuse me, because they've done a phenomenal job throughout the year for us, and they just played great. Carlene, we had a lot of early chances in that match, and it was Carlene that broke through. A great play from Kobe right at midfield and played Carlene in. Carlene did a great job of getting turned and taking the space in front of her, and buried one in the lower corner. On a day like that day, the ball's moving fast as it comes off the grass, that little bit of water that sits on top of it, and so picked up some speed past the keeper, but a really good finish. And then she got on the score sheet again not long after that with her second goal of the game, and did a great job of getting on the back post, something we've been spending a lot of time in terms of training and preparing for, attacking that space with an expectancy to get on the end of it. And she certainly did that. A great ball from Ashley in on the right-hand side and put us up 2-0 and really put us in a great position to advance to the postseason for the first time in a few years. I think on our roster, maybe 3 of our current players have been to a postseason Sunbelt event. And so we're incredibly excited about what that match did for us in terms of securing that opportunity. We got a chance to honor our breast cancer survivors and call some awareness and attention to that on Friday as well. And then shifting to Sunday, call some attention to our servicemen and women and first responders in the community on Louisiana Salutes Day and also our Senior Day. And we put in a fantastic effort. We played very, very well against the number 2 team in our conference, who lost twice coming in. Found ourselves 0-0 at halftime, but felt good about how we were conducting ourselves. Created, again, some good early chances and a lot of pressure in the first 15-20 minutes of that match that they had to sustain and weather, and we just weren't able to find the end of it to put it in the back of the net. Going into halftime, 0-0, we come out of halftime. Telly does a great job. We all did a great job getting forward again at the beginning of the second half, and Telly did a great job of really putting their defender under pressure, drawing a penalty. Gwen tucked it in as she normally does with her penalties. Their goalkeeper made a few really, really good saves later in that match, and then we were 2 minutes from glory at the end of Senior Day, being able to send those guys out with their last regular season home game on the right note. And credit to Troy, they threw everything, including the kitchen sink, forward on a late corner, and just battled to keep it alive. We battled to kill it, and they just won that battle in that moment. Equalized. 2 minutes to go, and then starting into overtime, had an opportunity to counter and took a deflection out to a player at the top of the D, and she just laced a fantastic finish into the far corner, just slightly beyond the outstretched dive of our goalkeeper, and they won, right? So 2-1, credit to them. They're the number 2 team in the conference. They're there for a reason. They've given everyone a good match. But one of the things that I'm particularly proud about with our team is we've given everyone a good match too. As you see on the table, there's 2 or 3 points that separate 3rd from 7th. On the day, if we had won the match, we put ourselves in position to go in the 3rd seed. If we lose the match, we find ourselves in the 7th seed. So it's just that tight, and it has been really all season long. Continues to be that tight. There's 1 match to play, and there's some potential movement up and down on the table. But if I look back at the weekend, and I look back over the course of the season, and I look back to those first 3 games on the road and the goals that we gave up and the positions we found ourselves in, and then I fast forward to the end of the season and see the way that we're playing, the chances we're creating, the way that we're defending as a team, and the pressure that we're putting on opposition, we're doing a great job. The girls are doing a fantastic job. They're battling, they're competing. We've been a little bit unfortunate in a couple of those moments, but at the end of the day, they've done what we've asked them to do since we arrived here, and it's positioned us to play in the postseason for the first time in a number of years, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
Going from the goal that was called off because of offsides, you would have been able to go up 2-0 to pretty much seal it at that point. Then to have them get a goal that did look like it went in, how deflating did that have to be to basically put it away and then for them to tie it?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, at the moment that the equalizer went in, it looked very, very close. It looked all too close to have that decision be made. Going back and looking at it with a much better angle than I had from 70 yards away, they made the right decision. Right, the assistant referee got it right. I think they probably got the offside call right as well. Where Liv just got in the backside, it was a great little piece of play. It was just a little bit unfortunate in the timing. Could have put us up 2-0. Would it have been enough to secure the win? I would think so. I almost felt even one might have been enough to secure the win on the day, considering how it was going, considering what we've done at home defensively. We haven't given much up. So I don't know that it was particularly deflating, the first goal that didn't go in, or that was called back, if you will. And then I think the one right before full time was a bit deflating because they put in 88 fantastic minutes of soccer against the number 2 team in the conference. And really, I think had positioned themselves based on the body of work as well as that day's work, positioned themselves to be in the top half of the conference. So certainly deflating. It's disappointing. You know, you think about those 5 seniors. That's their last time to play at home, and and what crept into my mind after the result had been finalized was that was the same result that the season ended with last year at home, 2-1 in overtime, and certainly not something that you want to make a habit of doing. But good teams are going to create chances. Right? That's what good teams do. Right? Take any sport in the world, good teams are going to create opportunities for themselves to succeed. So us losing a 1-0 lead late in the game to a good team, to ultimately lose that game, it's not that we're a bad team. It's just they played really well in those critical moments late in the game. You know, we can go back to a number of moments throughout the game where we had some near misses, or the goalkeeper made a couple of fantastic saves. One time going to her right at full extension to the far corner and held it. Not even did she give up a rebound, but she held it. Just a fantastic save. So there's lots of little moments, and the callback was a moment. Their equalizer was a moment, and the game of soccer is made up of lots of those moments. It's unlike most any other sport where you have lots of pauses and breaks, and it's so fluid, and the game can change so quickly in one direction or the other. So I think for us, Friday was a must-win situation, which is what every postseason game ends up being. So I think it was a great exercise for our student athletes to be at home in front of their crowd on a soggy day, and manage the must-win situation. Sunday was a little bit of pride. So our pride was hurt a little bit, I think, by the end of that. But the good thing is, in 9 days' time, we get to take that little bit of hurt pride right back out on the field against the exact same team, who we should have every reason in the world to feel confident against. They're a good team. The game could go either way, just like it did on Friday. It can do the same thing next Wednesday. But we're every bit as good of a team as they are, and I think we have every bit a part of that game as they will. And it's going to be who capitalizes and who's opportunistic on the day.
The fact that all the teams are close together at the end of the season, and there's still one more game to decide, how will that affect your game plans moving forward, not knowing who you're going to face right now?
Well, we know we're facing Troy. They're the 2 seed. We're the 7 seed. It's kind of an interesting one where the 1, 2, and the 7 are the only ones that are secure, and everything else is still got some uncertainty. But we know what we're going up against. There's one game that we need to watch. Right? As far as the staff and our preparation, there's one game we get to watch, and it's the game we played yesterday. And so we're going to watch it, and we're going to watch it, and we're going to watch it again, and we're going to make sure that we're as well prepared for all the nuances and the little detail moments of the game, to be prepared as a staff for our management of the game, but also to prepare our student athletes. That's something that we've tried to do throughout the season, is make sure that we're well prepared and focus really more on us. It's not about a redemption match against a team. You know, are you going to pay them back? No, we have to pay us back. Right? We have to pay us back. We were in a great position to win that game, and unfortunately we let it slide, and so we've got to pay us back.
How can all the time you spent on the road early this season help you now as you travel?
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like we're more seasoned on the road than we are at home. We played well at home, and the road is tough to win on. But I don't think being on the road for this conference tournament is going to be an advantage or a disadvantage to anybody. At this time of the year, I don't know that it really matters a whole heck of a lot, especially when you're on neutral sites. So we're prepared to travel and play. And we've done that. And to your point, I think that experience has been beneficial to what really is a relatively young team and an inexperienced team. So it should certainly play into our favor.